It was supposed to be another business owner, to where I got that perspective. Somebody called out, they had to work a double, they couldn't do it. And then we had Vasco, who won it last year. And I think that's as impartial as I could get with a judge.
Yeah.
And we judged it based on being funny, which, again, rule number one, most important thing. Stage presence, mic technique, crowd reaction, and that it factor that you know what it is, but you can never define it.
When you mentioned the criterion, that was the one that I was just like, fuck yeah, this is what I got. If nothing else, it's that. But I did want to kind of jump in when we were talking about getting as impartial as possible. My issue is there should have been more comedians judging the objective comedy competition. I wouldn't want a musician to not be telling me if someone's good or bad at music. This is a subjective art form that people will die to their favorites. Because the top three placing people, the three biggest jokes, sex joke, sex joke, sex joke. There wasn't a... There was... From my outside looking in and talking to you and talking to one of the judges and stuff, it felt very subjective. It didn't feel like people were being judged on all 5 criterion. It really felt like the people who won were the ones who got the biggest laughs from the judges, which admittedly, yeah, it's a comedy competition, but just like a talent show, you're doing an art form, but there's levels of this art form. There's levels to do it.
True, but here's why I didn't do all comics. I don't know if you've done any of the Atlanta comedy scene, but it is 60% comics, right? To get a laugh there, it has to be such dark, rich humor that it turns off most of the regular people there in order to do it. If I just had that, yes, we the comics would laugh our asses off, but the normal people there would probably need therapy.
But I mean, there comes, like a lot of my argument about shock humor and like low-hanging fruit, because you do have to be, like, yes, low-hanging fruit is commonly considered like the easiest and most accessible. But the thing is low-hanging fruit usually is the stuff that traumatizes people. Like, I could get up on stage and talk about, like, coming too soon inside of someone, and then they have to get an abortion, and then she sneezed, and now she had to get another abortion, and people be like, oh, you're saying a traumatic thing, a taboo. But at the end of the day, it's like, I'm just relying on, like, this innate guilt reaction, because people, when they feel guilty, they're either going to laugh it away, or they're going to, and it's, I guess, like, for me, at the end of the day, I want to see the evolution. I don't want to die seeing comedy be the same thing it was. I spent my entire childhood every Friday and Saturday at 7 p.m. watching the Comedy Central 30-minute specials. I followed Bo Burnham's career from the fucking jump. That is someone who managed to do shock humor with, like, his joke about sleeping with Helen Keller and how she reads his pimples and that makes him laugh, all the way to just, like, intelligent wordplay or, like, commentary on pop culture with, like, repeat stuff. And, Bo Burnham is probably one of the most widespread popular comics in the world. And when you watched Inside, that was a one-man show. That wasn't just comedy, but it was fucking hilarious. People are still quoting 1984. They're still quoting so many of those songs that he just released on his own. And it was intelligent, and it pushed something.
Well, yeah, even the shtick comics always had intelligent things to do. Even Jeff Dunham will do actual stand-up before he brings the puppets out. Like, one of my favorite ones was Gallagher, right? Not the fruit smashing, beforehand, when he goes over how words evolved.
Oh, Abagaday?
Yeah, exactly that. Or the bomb, to where he goes over, these are all spelled the same, but none of them sound the same. Like, they all do that, but they understand what pays the bills. And, like...
But, like, that's the thing about competition is we shouldn't just be doing the easy. Like, my girlfriend's an artist, right? She can just shit out portrait after portrait after portrait, and it's no big deal. But she wouldn't take that to a competition. She would, like, test herself and try to see how far she can stretch. And I think maybe, like, where my disappointment came from, because, I was one of those people that was complaining, and I am open about how I feel about things because it's my whole shtick. But I would be disappointed in her if she put something in and she was just like, I just went with a popular character because I know people are going to love it. And it's like, even if you don't win, if you don't put it all out there, like, what the fuck did you do? And it's, you know, it's not really like against the comics themselves. Like, yes, I do have my issues with how First Place won. And I do kind of have a little edgier issues about Third Place, because I feel like there was some patronization that went into it and that I was not a fan of. And I don't know, it was complicated to watch it, and then, like, because you're talking about crowd reactions and stuff like that too. I wasn't going to the bartenders, but, like, bartender came to me and was like, I should have won. And, like, other people came to me, and it made me feel weird and angry and confused about just, like, what was going on. It was an upset.
Yeah, and I feel that, and I feel like competition does tend to bring the worst out of everybody, and that's why I only do this once a year, because my whole thing is, let's collaborate, teamwork makes the dream work, let's do this, let's go together. But I can't totally exclude a part of comedy that is a part of comedy. Mm-hmm. And as somebody that is a booker, that is a show producer, like, competitions bring people out. You know, I'm not doing the Atlanta, not all of it, but there are certain spots in Atlanta where it doesn't matter if you're funny. How many people can you bring out? Mm-hmm. Because it's a funny business, but it's still a business. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, it's butts in seats. Comedy clubs are not making money off ticket sales. They're making money off selling chicken fingers inside. Mm-hmm. You know, and I want to expose our comedy scene, because I'm sorry, we have the best comedy scene in the world, period. Because we all talk, we all work together, we all collaborate and hang out, and we show up and show out, and we're not hating on each other. We're trying to improve each other. And yes, I am gonna expose y'all to everything. There's comedy in your underwear. There's roasts, there's competitions, there's showcases, there's comedy show style shows, there's open mics. That way y'all get all of these different variables with the comedy scene. You know, I haven't done roast battles just because
that can get mean.
Oh my God, yeah. Like, people don't understand like what it is.
I'm cool with doing a roast, but I don't think I'd ever do a roast battle.
Well, I think, I don't remember who said it. It was several people, but the roast at Reboot was one of the best comedy shows we've done, because we're all friends. We know we're all joking, you know. I've done roasts where people are literally trying to hurt my soul with it. Did it work? No, because I came hard. But, like, you know, we're up there, we're having fun, we're goofing about it. You know, life is full of mistakes, and laughing about it means that you not only understand it, you're over it.
I do think you should hold more competitions to desensitize people to losing. It doesn't always have to have such a big reward or everything, but there should be something to say. And competition, you know, I am a bad loser. I understand this about myself. That's why I try to live a rising tide, raise all ship life, because it's hard for me to try to put myself over someone. But also, I wasn't desensitized to it. You know, I didn't play a lot of sports as a kid. I didn't have that sensation of, hey, you lost but someone else won and you should be happy for them, because, you know, a lot of comics, we were alone. We became funny because we had to be funny. You know, I was really heavy growing up. Like, you wouldn't expect. I mean, I was 250 pounds, 4'11" when I was 12 years old.
250 pounds is not that heavy.
I was 4'11". Tell me that's not that heavy. I was less than 5 feet tall, and I weighed 250 pounds.
I weigh 250 pounds now and feel heavy, so yeah.
You're fucking 100 feet tall, though. It looks fine on you. However, I looked like a snowman, except the bottom was in the middle. Also,
I mean, that's how I currently look.
That's a good one. That's a cold joke, but that's good.
Also, I'm offended I haven't been invited to comics in underwear yet, because arguably I think I'm the sex appeal comic around here. Like, I'm the one always kind of slutted up on stage a little bit.
Hey, it's coming around next year. We have 2 more shows this year, and then everything goes into next year. And
oh yeah, side note, after December, I'm going to be like so hyped about everything, because I'll be able to say I'm a professional now. So now it's just like, fuck yeah, like, let's put me on.
When do we get to say we're a professional?
Once you have made one paycheck, you are allowed to, that is the consensus. If you have made one paycheck, you are allowed to say you're a professional. you cannot say you make a living off of it because there is a distinction. But you're fucking allowed. If you have been paid for it, you have put in work, you have made money for it. As far as most people, especially in the creative industry, if anyone has given you a fucking dollar to do what you do, you are a professional at that now. Because someone paid for you. Someone purchased that service.
Azalea, we're professionals.
You're professional comedians. Like, you guys should own this. Like that is a common consensus.
I wasn't aware. Like,
you run a fucking comedy podcast. You book shows. You make paychecks. Like, you're a professional.
It's all fun and games till that 1099K hits.
Until the government's like, I see you've been giving out money.
No, I mean getting money and handing it out. There's a difference. Don't hurt me, Daddy.
That's why you have to start just marking things of like, oh no, I purchased this for my business. Deductibles. Like,
yeah, I got a guy for it, but yeah, no, it's gonna hurt because I do get all the money for every show and then hand it out to everybody, and the government ain't gonna believe that.
All you have to do is keep a receipt log. Like, if you have one of those like two-sided, like you sign on the.
Oh, I'm aware of that, but then I got to start giving out 1099s and such, and
no, the receipt
comics
log,
don't want those.
The receipt log is for your deductible. That's not. You don't have to worry about their taxes. It is your deductible. You need the proof to show I paid someone. I paid someone. I paid someone. I did something for the business.
So part 2 of competitions is going to be on Comedy Manners is taxes.
Oh yeah, that's right. We need to sit down and talk about taxes.
It's not February.
Oh, but it's coming.
It is October, motherfucker.
That red, white, and blue weenie's coming. And it's going to come hard. It's an election year.
Yeah, let's talk about who we're voting for this year. No.
Is D's Nuts back? Can we vote for D's Nuts?
I think he died.
No, that was a 14-year-old kid's write-in thing that he did as a joke, and it almost got 10% to where it could have changed voting forever. And then they made it illegal because, God forbid, a joke write-in thing is more popular than the 2 fossils y'all are putting in. We got to edit this out. We're going to lose all the...
No, because we're not picking a side. We're just talking about...
None of the above. Like, oh, fuck. He's got a fro. He's got a stash. Richard Pryor. Like Richard Pryor said, D, none of the above. Make that an option. That way, it'll end all the bribery because, oh, what if they don't win? Done.
There you go.
Just random side tangent, though. What is everyone's favorite Richard Pryor joke?
The match.
Oh, the match. Always the match. God, such a good
that
one.
Much self-awareness and not giving a fuck. Like, God.
Rest in peace, Richard Pryor. I did want to circle back and talk about like the last roast though, and the amount of terror it happened for me because I was just coming in to like watch the show, and then I was there for 35 seconds, and you were like, "Hey, you're going on," and I'm like, "Do you need a 3, a 5?" And you're like, "Can you do a 10?" And I'm like, "Sure." And then I'm sitting here trying to come up with jokes about 2 people I've never met in my life, and all I had is, I don't even fucking know these guys.
You did really well though.
Thank you. I got Jamie to spit take.
Yes, you did, and that is the chef's kiss of comedy.
It's so good. It's so good.
Like, there was that, and then there was Ramon in the back with the wide eyes. I don't remember what Jamie said to Tucker, but he is in the back like he just fucked somebody's mom. Like, it is the greatest look.
Looking frightened. So you said you had more stuff on competitions.
Okay, so one of the thing I feel with the competitions is maybe if we start doing, like, I like the idea of, like, desensitizing, maybe doing more, but maybe...
More with less to lose.
Yeah. And then, like, or even having, like, a tournament type deal.
Tournaments you got to set up, and getting comics to show up because people call out and cancel all the time. I tried to do competitions at Reboot a couple years ago and actually had comics complaining. They're like, we just want to perform. We don't want to compete.
Fair.
Tell them to be funnier. Because, I mean, like, even though I had angry feelings about it, right? I did. Like, I had issue. I still want to do it again.
Yeah.
True, but I didn't want to taint Reboot, and you know,
Yeah.
we've all been to Reboot. Like, that is just the best show you will ever do.
Phony Stark is there enough that Reboot's already